Good morning, Kabroda crew. Welcome to the live stream. Hopefully, y'all are doing well today. Nice new day, Wednesday today. We've got the Santa hat on today. Getting ready to do some charting. Also got my coffee for this morning. So, always good to have coffee when you're doing charts. That way you could be a good trader. No coffee means you're just not a good trader. Yeah, we're just gonna jump in here, get the battle box started, see what we got for today, see what's happening, see what kind of trades we can jump into today, and yeah, we'll just kind of get along with it. We got a couple things. Oh yeah, it's Thursday. We got a couple things in the works for today. Well, not for today, but coming up here on the battle box. So there's going to be some new stuff coming out here in the nearish future. We don't really have any set dates, but if you're watching, you'll have to just keep watching. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like. Hit the bell notification. That way you guys don't miss anything coming out from us. Yeah, just that way you can catch it. Yeah, it's Thursday, not Wednesday. Thanks, Spirit Maker. But everybody else knows what day it is. You don't have to know what day it is to trade. You just gotta know how to look at the markets, right? Yeah, Thursday. I was editing Wednesday's recap video earlier, so still stuck on Wednesday, I guess. Yeah, we'll kind of jump into this, see what we got for today. 15-minute is sitting right now in this kind of middle zone, so as of right now, we're still in that no trade zone, as we like to call it. So honestly, nothing crazy. Got some heavy whipping cream in the coffee, and then we just got some little bit of chocolate collagen to make it more of like a mocha style thing. Kind of the same thing as I had yesterday. It's pretty good. I actually put a little less collagen in there this time because yesterday's was a little thick, a little strong. Pretty much just put too much in there, I think. So I put a little less. But yep, just got a little bit of a mocha cold brew, and then it's made with Texas pecan, so it's pretty good. Yeah, we'll jump into the charts here, see what we got. Jump into our AI first of all. We got I already got it kind of pulled up here, so I asked it to make me a DMR. We got our different things we're going to need it to throw in here, the different screenshots, some FRVPs here, 30-minute candle range in there with mixing up the days. Oh, no, just regular coffee and some creamer and a little bit of collagen. Nothing crazy. Oh, we also will grab our bookmap screenshot and also the news screenshot as well. So we're gonna grab those first. We'll kind of do the last two first, and then run up and do the first couple here. So we'll start off by heading on over to Google here, and we're gonna open up this. So you can see here, we got Google open. We're just going to go to the fear and greed index. So if you just type in fear and greed index in the search bar of whatever application you're using, click on CoinMarketCap. This is what we're looking for. Today we got a 27 fear and greed. So that fear's at 27, so that's kind of good. Excuse me, we're kind of coming back up into this range where we could kind of either continue and head back to that neutral, or actually flip back down and return back to being in more of that extreme fear, which would which would mean more than likely we'd get more of a dip here, which is kind of what we're expecting, but more long term, but we'll see. Today, yeah, we're at 27. Yesterday, we were at 22, and then last week we were in the more extreme fear. So we'll just grab a little screenshot here of the CMEC, all the way up from CMEC all the way down to at the bottom there. And then we can throw that in our AI here. That'll be our first screenshot. And then next we're going to throw in the, we'll grab the book map as well. So we're going to go to our book map here. If you don't have book map, it's free. You just have to look it up. Use your search engine to find it. This is what it looks like. Kind of confusing, I guess, if you don't know how to read it. But basically, the yellow and red lines are liquidity. Same as the blue, but yellow is like more liquidity, and then red is the most. So it's kind of like this little chart up here. You can't see it. There's a little chart under where it says Kabroda. It goes from like dark blue, which is like almost gray basically, all the way up to red. Red being the most liquidity there. So you can see, if we zoom in a little bit, you got a lot of liquidity here at 92 area. And then we got some more at 91.2, and we got a little above us at 94.5. So basically just looking at that, what that tells us is that more than likely we're looking for at least a small move down to that 92 area to take out liquidity. That's basically how you read that. Will it be this second? I don't know. That's not really what this is used for. It's just used to kind of get some data on where the liquidity is in the market. So we'll just basically take a screenshot of my entire screen here. And I'll head back to our AI and throw it in there. And then the last random screenshot we're going to grab is we're going to head back to Google and grab the news. So we're going to go to cryptocraft.com. And we're going to go to today, Thursday the 4th. And we only got employment claims for today, so nothing crazy. Just regular old employment claims. They already happened at 7:30, so really you don't have to worry about them at all. It looks like they were lower than the forecast, so I don't know if that's good or bad, honestly, but it has very little effect here on the crypto market. But we're going to screenshot it anyways, so the battle box has the data. So we'll just grab that and throw it into our battle box here. And then what we're going to do next is go back and get the 4 screenshots from the chart. By the way, if you guys want to follow along with me as I'm working on the battle box here, you can go into my description down below and check it out. We do have the battle box in there completely free to use if you want to. It's all up to you. So check it out if you'd like to. Always nice to follow along with somebody and kind of like learn that way. But it's totally up to you. So check it out if you can. We're going to go, we're already there. We're going to go back to TradingView. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take off these lines here because I do not need them right now. Trend line. I don't know where I have my trend lines, so I'm just going to go ahead and take these off as well. And we're going to also turn off our different levels here. And we're going to go to the 4 hour here. So we'll zoom out a little bit here. Zoom out. And kind of get a little bit more history there. And then we're just going to go through and double click all 3 of our indicators as well as our chart. That way they're all in this auto, and you can see the little A below. If you hover over the price action here, you can go look down and you'll see the little A. Just make sure that is white. And we'll go ahead and get our screenshot. That was 4 hour, so we'll move from the 4 hour down. So we'll throw it in the GPT there, and then it moved down to the 1 here. Throw it in the next one. 15. And last but not least, we are going to grab that 5 minute. One thing to do also is before we always said that you could use the quad view. After we updated it recently, we found out that it can't read the quad view that well. So it's actually better to put them in individually, like I've been doing on here on the live. So if you have been doing the quad view, you could still do it. It's not like gonna screw anything up. It's just not. It won't get as good of data as if you actually take screenshots. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab the FRVP levels, and it says you can grab a screenshot on here. We're actually gonna just go and grab the different levels. So here, I don't know why. Yeah, that's weird. You like can't see where I'm typing, but basically, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna type here FRVP levels, and you won't be able to see it. So I'll just tell you, and then we're gonna go down a couple lines and say 24 hour volume area high, POC, and volume area low. And then we'll do the morning ones as well. And then we're also going to throw on the weekly ones as well. We did get those yesterday, so we already have them. So if you would like to know how to do that, you can catch us next week on Monday. We'll go over how to do that again. But since we already have them set up for today, we're just going to use the ones we already have. Essentially, if you want a quick little explanation, you basically just go to last week's candle and set it up there. Use the FRVP levels just like we're going to use for the 24 hours. So you just use last week's candle only. So we'll start off with the 24-hour ones, and we'll head back to trading view here and go to the 1 hour. This is the easiest chart to do this on. And then we're going to go and grab our fixed range volume profile tool. So if you don't know what that is, from the crosshairs, go down 1, 2, 3, 4. Then go click the over button and go down to fixed range volume profile. We're going to go from 12 to 12 UTC, which will be 6 to 6 for me because I am at -6 here in Texas. So if you don't know what you're at, just ask. You could even ask AI really if you want to. Even just ask the battle box, hey, what time zone am I in, or what's 12 UTC in my time zone, or something like that. It'll be able to answer you. But for us, it's 6, so we'll just go to yesterday. Yesterday being Wednesday, we're gonna go to the 6 o'clock candle and go to the 6 o'clock candle today on the second click. So your chart should look something like this if you're following along. And then we're going to actually turn on our FRVP levels here. So I got my 24-hour ones here already on the chart. If you want to throw them on, it's just Alt and J, and you can make your own line. Color the things whatever you want. Throw on your own little writing there. That's all in the settings, and you can also change the name over here on the object tree in the settings as well. Mine are already set up though, already on all 3 of those. Got purple lines, got my volume area high, POC, and volume area low labels on there, as well as the labels here in the object tree. So if you're interested in doing that, we actually do have a video going over that kind of stuff on our channel. So check that out if you're interested in learning how to do that. But if you already know, great. That's how we have them set up. Once we get them kind of lined up here, your volume area high is going to go on red, POC is on yellow, and blue is your volume area low. Once you get those kind of lined up, they don't have to be exact, but just get them pretty close. Once you get them lined up, though, we'll go ahead and turn those off. And then we're going to move our FRBP zone from the back here. Instead of at 6 yesterday on Wednesday, we're going to actually move it to 2 o'clock this morning. That would be 8 UTC. So we'll move it to 2 here for us. 2. And then we're going to turn on our morning levels. And same thing, we'll just drag and drop. So volume area high is red. POC is yellow. And your volume area low is blue. There we go. Get them all nice and lined up. There. Okay, now that they're lined up just like that, we can go ahead and delete our FRVP here and turn back on all of our levels here. And I'm going to go ahead and throw the weekly ones on as well. Like I said, we already got those today. And then the easiest way that I like to do it is you can just go through your list over here on the object tree, and if you double click it, it'll open up the settings. You can go, normally we'll be at style, you can go from style to coordinates and then just copy the coordinates right out of here, paste it into the GPT. You can also click on the lines individually, click on settings, and then go to coordinates tab. I just find it a lot easier to keep them in order if we have them over here on the thing already. And I'm going to go ahead and switch my weeklies up because I had them opposite last time. So they're all lined up now. All we need to do is just double click and grab our things. So we'll start off with the 24-hour one, copy it and throw it into the 24-hour one here. Same with the POC. And we'll just move down the list like this. The one nice thing is once you got the coordinates pulled up in one of them, the next one you click on will be the same. It'll already have the coordinates up, so you honestly don't have to do anything. Pretty easy stuff, guys. A lot of just copy and paste, moving down the list. If any of y'all have any questions on any of this stuff or just on BTC in general, just throw them into the chat. We'll check them out. We'll try to answer it as best we can. You could pretty much do that with any of our videos, honestly. If you throw it into here in the chat, we're going to respond to it. If you throw it into any of our other videos, we're going to try to respond to your comment as best we can. We try to get to everybody's comments. Typically, might not be like that second, but we definitely will try to get back to you as fast as we can. All right, we got all of our FRBP levels in there, 24-hour, morning, and weekly levels. So the last thing we are going to grab is that 30-minute candle. And we'll get the high. And, well, we don't need to type and the low. And for that, we're going to head to the 30-minute chart since it is the easiest to grab. Well, it's pretty much one of the only charts, I guess, unless you use like the 15. We're going to go to the 6:30 candle for today. And you can hover over it up at the top. There'll be a high and low marked with an H and an L with the numbers there are going to be the high and the low. But the easier way to do it is actually to go to your object tree, click on the second tab on it for the data window, and then you'll just hover over that 630 candle, and you can see we already got the high and low popping up over there. 93,155 is our high, and we'll double check that. So we'll throw it in here, 93,155, and then we'll grab the low, same thing, hover over it, 92,801. All right, and that's it. So we got all of our different screenshots up here. We got our different FRVP levels in here, and then we got our 30-minute candle as well. Everything's in here, so you can go ahead and hit send and then see what the battle box has to say about today. And for some reason, it is not liking that, so that's not good because we don't want to redo everything. Oh man, is it down or something? Okay, this is something different. Man, it didn't save our conversation at all. Oh man, that sucks. Okay, let's see if I can. I'm gonna go back to TradingView here, and then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna grab my stuff real fast and throw it in here. I just don't want to go through all my files on the live, but I'm gonna see if I can grab the photos from today from my folder here. Wow, I got a lot of screenshots. All right. Okay, I got everything. It's all on there, all of heck. So we'll go ahead and send it in and see what we got for today. Kind of annoying. We had to redo it, but I don't know what was going on with that, but it's kind of weird. Just glitch in the system, I guess. Trying to break the battle box already. Nice. All right, so this is what our DMR looks like. Yeah, enjoy the joys of trading live. Okay, so we got our different levels here. You got the sediment snapshot. So remember, it was 27 on the fear side. We got key supports and resistances, so different FRVP levels that we threw in there. The high time frame shells interfered from your screenshots. Got the daily resistance, daily support. So the daily resistance for today is 93540. So we're going to go ahead and mark that on our chart. So 93540 is going to be pretty much at the volume high, the breakout zone. And then the daily support is going to be 89,100 area. Wow. That's like really low. 89,100. Wow. Okay, so it looks like we have some room to go down. Will we actually be able to take the trade? I don't know. But we got our level way down here at 89,100. So basically at the 30, wow, why am I on 30-minute? At probably about the 1 hour, 200 is the main thing that we'd be looking at. So we'll throw that marker on our chart there. But we're looking for that to hold us, show support there at that 89,100 level. And then our resistance here is at the volume area high for both the 24-hour and the morning one. Yeah. At least you know I'm not a bot. Trade strategy outlook. So we got some different trade strategies you could employ, different things. So watch out for stuff like that on here. News-based risk alert. Nothing really, because you remember from the news, there's only that one thing, and we don't have to worry about it. Execution considerations, thing to watch for as you're getting the setup here. And then the weekly zones and some YAML levels if you're interested in throwing those on there as well. We are just going to go through this top section here though right now with the different time frames, kind of run through them really fast on the battle box, and then we'll do some TA on them. But we're going to start off with that 4 hour here. So I already got the 4 hour pulled up, but the battle box says that price is testing the underside of the clustered MAs, the 50, 100, and 200. That's not true. Momentum is slowing, MACD is flattening, and the HTF is, the high time frames trend is still down to neutral. Yeah. Yeah, I pretty much agree with that. So, we actually are above our moving averages. Sometimes it gets a little confused, but we are above our moving averages. So nothing, no resistance like that above us. We do have these 200 above us, so that's something to watch for. We kind of are coming up and testing it right now, seeing that breakdown. You're seeing a pattern kind of form like this, possible already breakout there. If you draw it kind of like that, it looks like we broke out to the downside already. That's going to be a reversal flag actually there. So if you see the chart kind of flag, but continue in the trend that it was on. So we'll say we started here on the bullish trend, broke above our previous high, set a new high, and then we just continued up, but sideways up. And that kind of made another flag, and we'll see that breakout. And typically these break out to the downside, and you see at least a good move down. This would probably be a good target. It's kind of just from the top of this down to wherever the thing kind of started. So that's pretty close to the trends there. Our target there, our support line, I guess, for today is what we're looking for. MACD, you are seeing a bearish fall off here. You're seeing price action kind of fall off. You're seeing the histogram start to lose some of that momentum here. RSI is getting up above that, getting almost close to that oversold range. And you can see the faster moving average actually is crossing below the slower moving average right now. So we're seeing that cross happen. More than likely, you'll see this yellow start to kind of go sideways and then curl down. And we'll see a little bit of a dropout here. As for the Stoches, they are topped out as well. So kind of just confirming that drop. Stoches aren't something we really use on this longer time frames like this, but when it confirms, it's kind of just like one of the extra little things that make it even more likely, I guess, that it's going to go down. So we're looking for more of that down trade, it looks like, on the longer time frames here. Still showing that, I guess, somewhat neutral, but mostly that breakdown looking, to me at least. So moving on to the 1 hour here. I'm going to go ahead and close out my trend lines here. The 1 hour, we got that loss of momentum after the recent push into the MA confluence. and I don't know why I keep saying that. MACD is rolling down and RSI is soft. So we kind of broke through all of our MAs, continued up, and then started a kind of sideways trend. Really just kind of a flat top. Ooh. And a flag kind of forming there. We kind of are breaking out of it right now to the downside. So we'll see if we can get that continuation to the downside there. But as of right now, we're kind of neutral to bearish here on the 1 hour. You could see the MACD is losing some of that momentum, headed downwards. RSI is telling us we're also bearish as well. We did get some big bullish div right here, or not bullish, sorry, bearish div right here with the price being different than the RSI. That tells us that we're looking for more of that downtrend here as well. And Stoches are actually bottomed out, but again, longer time frame, Stoches don't matter that much. So not something we're going to be watching intently. Heading to the 15 here. On the 15, the battle box says that we have a series of higher lows forming, RSI is drifting downwards, and Stoches are crossing down. So right now we are still in between our 200 and our 21, which tells us that we are in a no man's land still. So we're not really looking for any kind of trades as of yet, since we are in between. Typically, whenever we're below, we're bearish. Whenever we're above, we're bullish. General rule of thumb. But we are looking for that break of the 15,200 here to confirm that we're going to continue to the downside. MACD is showing a little bit of muscle momentum here on the bear run that we were on. RSI is kind of showing the same thing, slowing down a little bit, and Stoches are actually telling us we're firing up here, at least for a little bit longer, seeing a little bit of a pullback possibly before we continue down. Still, like I said, neutral to bearish. Moving on to the 5-minute here. The 5-minute, the battle box says that we have a weak bounce attempt below short-term MAs. Intraday momentum is currently bearish. So we are actually above or below the 200 and the 21. So our momentum is indeed bearish. We're looking for some down trades here on the 5. We still need that 15 to confirm before we can really look at anything like that. But it is telling us here on the 5 that we are in that bearish market as of right now. Looking through the indicators, you got MACD slowly losing some of that momentum. We've kind of been doing a whole lot of nothing since this drop here below the 21. Even before that, really just since this drop off of our 21 here, back this morning, I guess at like 4, we got that drop off, and we've kind of just been sideways with the battle box, or not the battle box, the MACD here, just kind of going up and down, but not really ever firing either way. RSI is similar, kind of going sideways. We are more on the bearish side of RSI, so we still have some room to go down, but we could also see that curl back to the upside. Looks like we are actually going to get a little bit of drop. We just got to the top here on the Stoches on the 5-minute. We're looking for a drop down to kind of reset them as well. 15 minutes still looks though like it'll pull it up a little bit before we see that drop down. So we might be waiting here a couple minutes before we see anything really happen. But that's kind of what we're looking for, is that drop below the 15,200, set us up, get ready for that breakdown here, down to that 90, I think it's just 90, 100 area, 9,300 if you're looking at the 1 hour 200 there. All right, we'll go ahead and make ourselves a battle plan here. Check it out, and then we are going to jump off the live stream, let you guys trade for the day. That way you guys can kind of look at the chart yourselves, see what you guys think about it, see what's happening. Hopefully be able to jump into something. Again, we are here for educational purposes only. So if you need any kind of financial advice or anything like that, make sure you ask a financial advisor. So let's make a battle plan. And I don't know why the bottom half of my screen is black on here, but it's kind of just weird. I tried messing with it, but oh, that's cool. Just found a keyboard shortcut. But I have to be clicked on the thing, so it doesn't really work. Sorry. Okay, so we got our battle plan here. You got some different. Basically, what a battle plan is just kind of like some ideas that you can use to help yourself trade as we kind of go through today. Different things to be looking for, the things to be watching for, that kind of thing. So that's what we're kind of trying to attack here as we look at our battle plan for today. So we got the upper zone. If price climbs into the zone, we're expecting liquidity grabs and wicks. True breakout continuation only with a strong 15-minute close. You don't want a long early. You need 15-minute closes above the 93 200. Especially we need to get above that 21 before we see any kind of up action possible here on the 15. For the breakout breakdown zone, if we're looking for the there you go, breakdown, we'll go to D. The other two are a little bit more advanced trading styles, so you can use them if you want, but we're actually going to stick with just the breakdown here on the live. But basically we're looking for, like I said, 2 candle close below the 92 300 area, and then we're looking for that drop down to the daily support today. Short targets, like I said, the 91 800 is the first target, and then you got that 90 100 level coming up next. Things to be watching for. We got a lot of bids around the 92 500 area on the book map, so that's kind of an area zone to be watching for. Especially when you see that, you'll see price like go down there, wick, and then come back up. Typically, whenever it goes for like a big liquidity zone like that. But as we continue down, you might see some liquidity start to kind of form below us, and that'll tell us that we're going to continue down. Just reading book map only. There's other indicators, like you could kind of be watching, hey, at 92 500, that's kind of the zone you want to watch for. So once we get close to 92.5, you want to be paying attention, see, hey, maybe we're going to go back up, maybe we'll go continue down. Is there weakness in the chart as we hit the level, or we can continue down out of it? Because the chart kind of works it kind of just breaks down and just continues to it either climbs up through the different it climbs up through resistance or falls down through support. So as you climb up, you kind of hit the resistance, and then you'll kind of sometimes when you hit the resistance, you'll kind of do a little pullback. That'll be like where the flag forms that you'd see, and then you'll see it break through that resistance, and we'll move up to the next one. Same thing with the down. So you like head down. We'll either just break right through the support there and continue down, or you'll see it hit it, bounce up a little bit, and then continue down. But what you want to be watching for really is when we hit it, you'll want to watch for that reversal where we start to kind of gain some momentum and break back up to the upside. So typically what we say is watch for your 5-minute 21 here. As you take the breakdown, you're going to be watching for a cross there. Typically when you see a cross, you'll see it kind of reverse back to the 200. Either way, really, if you're on top of it and you get a cross down below it, you're probably going to reverse back to the 200 that way. Or if you see the opposite where you're below it and you cross above it, you're going to look for that 200 run. It doesn't always happen, like these a couple times here obviously didn't happen, but typically what we're talking about is something like this where you see, where you see price action here climbing up, and then you see that breakdown here through the 21 and continuation down to that 200 and beyond on this time. But it doesn't always work like that. Same thing here. You got the cross. Well, really got it here and here, but cross here, broke back up to the 200, came back down, tried to break below it, and then ended up returning back to that 200 again. So happens more often than you think. But that's why we always say whenever you're in a trade and we get that cross to that 21, it's just time to just jump out. It could continue down, but more than likely we've seen that it actually ends up reversing there. So that's kind of the Kabroda battle box strategy there. So if you're looking to, if we do end up getting in that down trade in a little bit and we're continuing down, you're going to be watching for that 21. But yeah, that's kind of it for today. So that's what we're watching for. We're watching for the breakdown here, waiting for that breakdown of the 200 before we continue down. Below, we're looking for that break of the 24-hour volume area high or volume area low, and then a retest here after 2 candle closes on the 15. Then we can jump in it, write it down to that 90. 100 area that we have marked on our chart. Other than that, not a whole lot. So hopefully y'all are having a good day. Happy trading to y'all, and we will catch y'all next week for our live stream. Like I said, we also had that recap coming out at 10, so check that out if you're interested in learning a little bit more about charting or just seeing a pro trader chart, and also just like use the battle box. So yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at. Like I said, happy trading to y'all, and we will catch y'all next week.